talking about how brewing in Modern and Modern's a format that's about doing something objectively powerful and impacting the board. This deck's able to do that. This is a deck that's leveraging kind of Ender. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription. So this is a deck that's looking to leverage the power of putting Hallowed Ones and Hooting Mandrills into play quickly, and then we're looking to kind of springboard off of these cards to kind of allow us to even go further over the top of other things with these copies of Eldritch Evolution, so we can turn our Hallowed Ones and our Hooting Mandrills into Inferno Titan, Ruric, Thar, Elesh, Norn, and in the case of specifically Hootie, we can evolve into Terastodon. So this archetype never played Iona Milo because Eldritch Evolution only gives you +2 casting cost, so we'd need a 7-drop to evolve into Iona because Iona costs 9. Yeah, Maelstrom Archangel is not a card that's competitive. It's too expensive and the payoff is too low. There was an Allosaurus Rider deck, an Allosaurus Rider Elves deck that we played for a while last year that had Iona in it because Allosaurus Riders is a 7-drop. This is an excellent Hearthstone hand. This is a mediocre Magic hand. We're going to go ahead and mulligan. I'm on the draw, right? I'm gonna keep this on the draw with the scribe. So I had Phoenix in here, Burgle. And then I decided that I just didn't think it was good enough. It just like the Phoenix, like there's only so many things you can like fit into a deck like this, and Phoenix plus 5-drops like just added so many different things. Yeah, and the 5s you can turn it into are kind of lacking. There's like Thragtusk, I guess, but even that's not particularly exciting. So this is some of the potential downside of what we're doing here. Definitely a little bit awkward when we draw all of our bullets. And none of our fetch lands. It's possible I want slightly more fetch lands in the deck just to enable the Delve creatures better. Flamewake Phoenix is probably what he means, yep. Like we're playing against Jund. This is a matchup where Elesh Norn is definitely coming out. Alright, well, let's just put Hootie and the Blowfish into play here. So definitely in for that. What are this deck's good matchups? Well, I'm playing basically the first match I've ever played with it right now. So instead of being like some Magic players and lying to you, I'm just going to say I don't know. And that's why we're playing games of Magic, to try and figure out if this deck has good matchups or if it's just bad. Four is a big boy here. I'm like, if we hit an evolution, we get to Huh. Do we just go all in on Terastodon? Do we think they can beat us going all in on Terastodon? Here's the real question. Do they block if we attack? I think I'm going to attack here. I don't think they block if we attack. feels bad. Yeah. Yeah, it feels pretty spooky. Yep. That's, you know, how it goes. How it goes sometimes. So this is not an Elesh Norn matchup. I think Ruric Thar is often just going to be smaller than Tarmogoyf, so maybe that's out too. I think Hornet Queen's probably pretty good. Honestly, maybe I just want to leave this in. I don't think I actually really want to trim any of the things in my main deck. I don't really have a lot of other tools for fair matchups here. I'm going to go ahead and run it back. I have not responded to deck lists since the 16th, so I've got things going back to the 18th, and I'm going to sit down tonight and do it. So I need to put a note on there that we want 3 to 4. There's going to be a 3 to 4 day lag period sometimes when I respond to things. Because Tarmogoyf can be an 8/9, and Ruric Thar is a 6/7, is a 6/6. No, I don't think you want Leylines here. Leyline doesn't do enough to stop Tarmogoyf. We lost our 4/4. Sad day. Okay. The opponent's deck has artifacts and planeswalkers in it. Our deck has artifacts in it. So their goys are often going to be 6/7s, I think. Opponent is either a savant or ghosting, and in either way we've lost. So let's move along with our lives. Maybe they're just a savant, chat. They could just be a savant. They could just be a savant. You can never know that someone is ghosting for sure, unless they're brazen enough to tell you outright. Alright, sounds sweet. So, we want to lead on our fetch lands here, because they're probably a Leonin Arbiter deck. I said maybe they're just really good. I said maybe they're really good, you know? Like I said, you actually can't know. So smart and thin. Just the smartest and the thinnest. Start with this. We have a good inquiry here. We get to put both of these into play, which is sweet. In addition to attacking them for a bunch. Now I just Faithless Looting, right? Because then I get to guaranteed put both of these things into play. I have to delve my Faithless Looting, but I think that's fine. You can always find the upcoming list of decks that we're going to be playing on the donation queue document. Everything on my channel is very organized to allow you to have some predictability of what to expect. Someone who plays a lot of elves, the floor on elves is easy. Just dump a bunch of creatures. If they sweep, you lose. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and reunion here. I don't actually know if reunion's good or not in this deck. There's a possibility it's not. Did you see my last message? I did not, Average Bloom. And I don't see it scrolling back now. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack with all of these, because if they want to double block this, I'm okay with that. I get to attack into it regardless, because if they want to double block and trade this here and take 8, I think that's a good exchange for us. Yeah, if they double block, we can kill Thought-Knot after, is exactly correct. What's going on, Bruce By? Morning. Alright, they're going to 2. Got 2 very menacing pups in play. It's a jackal. Is it a jackal? Arr, arr. Alright. This is probably not a Terastodon matchup. This is probably a Hornet Queen matchup. This is not a Ruric Thar matchup. These 3 at our top end seem good. You want a few pieces of top end in this archetype because you want to be able to still have something good to evolution into if you draw 1 or 2 of them. I think I'm gonna trim Cathartic Reunion here. Do I want to trim? No, I don't think I'm ever trimming evolution. I'm trim a BI. Evolution does search. That is correct. Morning, Turkin. Sign me up. If you're not into keeping hands like this, Hallowed One is not the archetype for you. If you are into keeping hands like this, let me tell you about a sweet deck. If they Thalia me, I feel real bad. Ooh, Magic Scrape. Basically, I've confirmed Bojuka Bog is absolutely not the graveyard hate for Naya Landfall, since it's clunky with the early turns and too slow by turn 4 for tuning up with Night. And Tormod Script is better. And Trigger. Yeah, that seems neat, Average Bloom. Seems fine. Very unlucky. Ditched our Hollowed Boy, but we kept these 4. So next turn we actually just get to go land this, right? Which is sweet. So they didn't attack here. Must mean they have another play, right? Why would you rather play Sai? I don't understand. Monastery Mentor is just better, I think, if you can cast it. Mentor tokens kill much faster. I assume I'm going to lose Grim Lavamancer here. It's a pretty good draw. Saw in the last Fidget of Landfall, a bunch of people are bringing up the card. I don't know. I think it's worth trying. If you've played some games and it felt bad after some games, I'd believe you. But I don't think, like, Bajuka Bog is a card that's, like, strictly not worth trying. If we hit an untapped land next turn, we get to put Elesh Norn into play. Untapped land, please. Huh. So now... let's start by attacking with Hooting Mandrills. I'm going to bolt the Tidehollow Sculler, replay Grim Lavamancer. I think this is correct. For those wondering why I didn't get Elesh Norn there, it's because Eldritch Evolution costs 4 because of Thalia. Alright, on the scoreboard. While we're waiting for the second match to pop in this league, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out this morning. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time stream meme content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30 plus hours a week, focused primarily on Modern on this channel. This deck that we're playing now, like many of the decks that we play on this channel, is a viewer-submitted deck list. This is actually the second time we played this. So the first time we played it, we had some suggestions afterward, and now we're playing it through another league with that suggestion. If you're interested in supporting my content, please consider donating to see a deck of your choice played on stream or subscribing to my channel. Those are the ways that I stay here day in and day out, employed full-time playing some Magic. Past that, you can support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code HOGLIN PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/HoogelHoney, you'll be supporting my content here at no cost to yourself. What Honey does is when you're shopping online, it takes a look at stuff you put in your shopping cart and searches automatically for some coupon codes for you. If it can save you some money, it offers to do so. And if it can't, it leaves you completely alone. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 2 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress by checking out links bit.ly/HoogelBedUS and bit.ly/HoogelBedCA. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hooglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. What are your thoughts on Standard? I'm new to the stream, and it seems like you're usually only playing Eternal formats. My stream works on a very simple set of principles. I play the decks that people want to pay me to see played, and there is a large demand for Modern content, and there is not a large demand for Standard content. Modern content has more replayability as well. Like Standard content is useless as soon as a new set releases a lot of the time, whereas Modern content, even as the format changes a little bit, decks that were good generally stay good. I also personally generally enjoy playing Modern more than Standard because there's a lot more variety in the games in this format. I think they take the Hollowed one here. Yeah, makes sense. They cast Attune with the Aether, so we'll see what exactly they're doing here. Start with this, see where we get. Cathartic Reunion. I think I'm going to lead on that and see where we go from there. Okay. I assume they're playing a Marvel deck. That's the payoff for energy in this format, right? It's like playing a Marvel deck. So do I think I'd rather Cathartic than Burning Inquiry here, because if I hit a land, I can play the Hollowed one anyways. Average Bloom. What's your opinion on Pyroclasm in the sideboard for elves and humans? With a land drop from our creatures. Yep. And I think Pyroclasm is probably worthwhile. I think if the humans matchup is something that you want to hedge, it's a very reasonable way. Or that the elves matchup is a matchup you want to hedge, Pyroclasm is a very reasonable way to hedge it. Let's see if we get to spin the roulette wheel here or not. Does not look like it. Alright, so I think I'm just going to attack them for 5 here. I'm already through my Inferno Titan, but Ruric Thar probably locks the game up, right? So they're going to go to 6, and then Ruric Thar says if they cast any non-creature spells, they die. Get him. Get him, my ogre. He's like an onion. He's got layers. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of cards in my sideboard for the Marvel matchup. I think we just bring in Ancient Grudge. I think that's it. I'm just going to bring in the Grudges, because they don't always hit with Marvel the first time, and then you can destroy it. What do we think of this hand, chat? What do we think of this hand? Alright, so you want one on the left side and you want one on the middle so you can keep both of them. Oh no! Our Hollowed One hacks didn't work, chat. We discarded Hooting Mandrills too? What a tilt. Just discarded all, like, literally the 3 best cards in our deck, in our hand. Just bin all of them. So people talk about like this Hollowed One decks versus like the Vengevine decks. And the thing I personally like the most about the Vengevine decks is that you don't have to play these stupid cards that say discard at random. Because while I know that Hollowed One is an objectively powerful thing to be doing, and it is good, emotionally speaking, this deck is tough to play. Because you always feel cheated when you discard the 3 best cards in your hand. You just do. You look at it and you go, well, if I'd have discarded literally anything else instead of like one of these, we'd be in a good spot. But instead, this is where we're at. Okay. Alright. 6 mana Inferno Titan. Here we come, chat. Here we come. We have a plan. We have a plan. No, Stitcher Supplier is basically getting rid of cards you never had. It's what it comes down to. Yeah. Turn 5, 5 mana 4/4. Turn 6 Titan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just good, clean living. I love me a combo deck with a backup plan, chat. I love me a combo deck with a backup plan. What, Brett? We're 1-1, Burgle. I thought we didn't play Cube on stream, right? Oh no! We have exactly 15 health, chat. We have exactly 15 health. Oh man. What a tilt. Fetch land lethal. Yep. Yep. I was so excited about our 6 mana 6/6 chat. I was so very excited about our 6 mana 6/6. They wanted it more than us. They certainly did. I'm impressed that we even got to cast. Well, our deck sees a lot of cards, right? So, like, while we don't have a ton of actual lands in our deck, like, we draw a lot of cards every game. We've played Eldritch Evolution with Allosaurus Rider on this stream before. We played it a bunch last year. Alright, well, even if we don't have a second land, we'll have 8 power on turn 2. We are at 15 again. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I'm gonna be conservative and just get my guaranteed 8 power here. I'm just gonna be, I think we just, like, beat them by attacking here a couple of times. Wow, woof. I mean, we kind of registered Burning Inquiry to not cast it. If you have a guaranteed 4/4, I think you're supposed to take the guaranteed 4/4s. That's a long tusk cub. They blocked the trample one there, which lets us get in some extra points of damage here, which is irrelevant because now they're at 4. We discarded a Copperline Gorge to the Burning Inquiry, so we did have one more land in our top whatever. Is that all three of our... Okay, so Eldritch Evolution no longer really has text. Because, that's our last one of those. Alright. Don't breach me next turn, please. Don't breach me. If they breach Emrakul again, we're dead. But, if they don't breach Emrakul us, we're in a pretty good spot. Let's see if we're a turn short 2 games in a row. Survey says. Okay, let's let them spin the wheel if they have a Marvel. Oh god, that's so bad for us. Oh, that's such a tilt. Bolt, please. So, like, I can trade Hooting Mandrills for Long Tusk Cub here. But it doesn't actually do anything, right? Because then, like, I just have Hollowed One versus their 6/6. I think we just pass here. Survey says. Did we get it? Did we steal it? Did we steal it? We could easily rebuild what they're doing here. Just like play 4 of all the reasonable cards that they have. Show me potato salad. I've seen some Marvel Breach decks like they're playing before, but I like that they're playing black cards instead of blue cards. Usually people splash for Rogue Refiner, and playing the good black disruption and black removal probably helps you not die a lot better than playing Teamer cards does. Teamer cards really don't have good interaction of a lot of the time. There are a lot of creatures in this format that Lightning Bolt does not kill. I think Thought Scour is better because it helps you enable more Snapcaster Mages, and Blue-White has a hard time playing Snapcaster Mages otherwise. CoolStuffInc.com, you can save 5% on your orders with them by using code Jeff5. And the more stuff you order from them, eventually you get even bigger discounts than that through their customer loyalty program. So, if we're a Stone Cold Master, next turn we're going to attack them for 4 and then put 8 power into play. If we're incredibly unlucky, we'll do a little bit less than that. No, I think when you have a situation like this where you have this, and this, you're always supposed to lead on Flameblade Adept. Oh, that was wrong. Oh, I messed up. Because that means, please discard the Mandrills. Please discard the Mandrills. Alright. Well, I wanted to keep the Hollowed One. If I would have kept the Mandrills there, not playing the fetch land meant that I couldn't actually delve it out. And now we're in trouble. Because our deck decided that we're going to discard the wrong cards. We could very well be working towards Hardcast Titan. That being said, we're definitely, like, we're not going to not cast Goblin Lore next turn, so, like, we could just discard the Inferno Titan. Pretty confident I just want to lure here to deal the most damage with this. Alright, we lost the Titan, but we found a Hollowed Boy, so we got that going for us. Put you to 11. Gosh, they'd be so dead if we'd have had a 4-4 on turn 2. Yep, yeah, I agree, Matt Medic. I agree that it is generally a feel-bad card. Burning Inquiry is a card that feels bad for both sides of the table, which is why it's bad game design. In my opinion. G. Miller, thank you for the 9-month resubscription. Thanks for the 3 quarters of a year, and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is probably going to name looting since there's 2 lootings in our bin, unfortunately. Yeah. It's a good line on the opponent's part. It's a shame we bin the Titan, because we would have gotten to cast it. Burning Inquiry is a common, right? Yeah, this card's a common. Am I dead? Six, 10, 5. I have to jump block. I can technically go to 1. Well, yeah, I'd recommend messaging traders if you're having any issues with them. They're usually pretty responsive. Alright, dead to a lot, but if they don't kill us this turn, we get a chance to rip another bolt and kill them. This is probably naming Lightning Bolt, because it's the only way they die. So people that said no justice, you're super wrong and don't understand what that means. That was completely and totally justice because the opponent messed up by not naming Lightning Bolt with their Meddling Mage. The opponent 10 out of 10 should have named Lightning Bolt with their Meddling Mage because Double Bolt was the only way on God's green earth they were losing that game. So that was in fact justice because my opponent messed up and then we punished them for messing up. So what do we think here? Do I want to trim the Elesh Norn because of Reflector Mage? Do I want to just leave Queen and Titan? I think I want to do that. What do we think of doing this? Thinking about building Hollowed One or Bogles for my playgroup. There's a fair amount of aggro, Jund, and mono green devotion. I think Hollowed One is a lot more fun to play than Bogles. Bogles does not have a lot of really relevant decisions. And while people talk about this Burning Inquiry and Goblin Lore being all variants, these decks actually give you a lot of sequencing decisions. And while, like I said earlier, I described it as it feels bad emotionally when you discard the cards you care about, but statistically, it's kind of like you never had some of those cards. And if you can break from the fact that sometimes you're going to get some feel bad moments, I think the Hollowed One decks are very, very good and consistent. If you're interested in seeing some more gameplay with a traditional Hollowed One deck, you can find a few leagues of that on my website along with my current red-black Hollowed One list. When you eat pizza, do you get just cheese or do you get vegetable on? There's two types of people in the world, Draven. People who like pineapple on pizza and people who are wrong. So, my preferred type of pizza is pineapple pizza. Just so we're all clear. Is there an unsubscribe button? Alright, so I have to make a decision here. I think the decision is I'm just hanging out on these angers till turn 3. Because I played games with a good Hallowed Fountain deck list. I used to dog on, Hallowed 1. I've never dogged on Hallowed 1. I've always said things like, it's obnoxious, and it is obnoxious. Nothing's changed about this deck. What it does is obnoxious, but most of the good decks in Modern are doing something obnoxious. That's why they're good. I can both understand that this deck is obnoxious while also acknowledging that it's good. Like those things aren't mutually exclusive. Like there's people that like when I played a bunch of Tron last year, people were like, "You hate Tron. Why are you playing Tron?" It's like, well, if your goal is to win games of Magic and you hate something because it's too good, you should probably be playing the thing that you think is too good. Does pineapple pizza taste sweet? It does usually. Yep. Even top deck Bolt's not really good enough here because we're gonna need time to do this, then this could get too big. Well, these are just excellent draws, right? I'm gonna go ditch this, ditch this. And ditch these two. artichoke. I don't think I've ever had artichoke on pizza. Barbecue sauce pineapple pizza is great. I'm a vegetarian, so I'm not really a big fan of chicken, but I definitely like barbecue sauce with pineapple on my pizza. It's a good time. This bodes well for us. This lightning bolt is hopefully game-winning here. Why am I a vegetarian? Because I don't enjoy the taste of meat. So I'm going to bolt this in response, so that way they can't put another one out naming Meddling Mage. This is going to get Kitesail Freebooter out of anger range, but everything else will be in anger range, right? So this is going to copy Thalia's Lieutenant, and then I'm going to take 4 in the air here, but then I get to clean their board out, and I can probably race them from here with another anger, especially with them just on 2 lands. I think I just anger again here, right? Like I'm not racing these two. This takes a turn off the clock, which is a little scary, but I think it's worth it to get Flameblade Adept into play this turn. Oh, actually, hey, put this towards Pineapple on the next pizza order, thanks, Squid. Actually, this is putting them to 11. Depending on what their follow-up is here, we have Faithless Looting plus Burning Inquiry is +5 power on here. 5, 6, 10. No, I'm still short. Alright, maybe the fetch land was loose. Oh, they had Noble Hierarch anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think we're dead. I don't really have a good way to deal with Kitesail. Does Evolution get me out of it? Oh, Evolution gives me Hornet Queen. So I guess if I find Eldritch Evolution, we're good, right? We discarded our Hornet Queen. Sad day. Little bit too slow on the draw there. Morning, Deaf Fangirl. How's everyone doing today? Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Your week starting off well. We are 2-1 in this league. Yeah, we're 2-1 in this league. Heading into game 3 here against humans. If you're a vegetarian for ethical reasons, I'm not a vegetarian for ethical reasons. I don't like the taste of meat. The stringy texture just like isn't something I really prefer. So I don't eat things I don't like. It's weird. It's just weird. If I don't like something, I don't eat it. Zill, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I would love a Goblin Lore. Thank you very much. Actually, I like mushrooms. Mushrooms and tofu, they're kind of like a springy texture. It's the stringy that I'm not a fan of. What do my meals look like on average? Food that doesn't contain meat. We've been to Hollowed 1, but we kept a Grim Lavamancer, so I guess I can count that as a win. Some fish is okay. I've had really good sushi before, but sushi can vary pretty wildly in the quality that you get of it. I like asparagus, actually. Yeah, Lava Man should be pretty good here. Card does a lot of work. He's a brick. House. Getting Reflector Maged. Rude. When are the kids making a comeback? They book in from time to time. Yeah, Reflector puts us pretty far behind. You'd hope to have a decent Goblin Lore next turn. Like, find another Hallowed one and keep them both. Or, find a Hootie to keep. Alright. Another Flameblade Adept. It's like not amazing, but fine. Never seen that Inferno Titan before. That was a promo art for buying duels of the Planeswalkers, I think, forever ago, back when that card was in Standard. What would you say is the best fast food spot for a vegetarian? It depends on what quality you want. If you're talking about like lowest tier fast food, both Burger King and White Castle actually have veggie burgers that are very reasonable. I really don't understand why Reflector Mage is legal. This card was banned in Standard, and everybody knows that if a card was banned in Standard, it has to be banned in Modern. That's why Stoneforge is banned. It was banned in Standard. We have to ban it in Modern too. We're good at drawing lightning bolts at opportune moments. Jeff is at expert levels of slipping unbanned Stoneforge Mystic into conversation. Look, I do try. I do try. Triple white. Okay, Bugler, sure. I'm like an okay-ish spot here, kinda, maybe, not really. They smush with everything. Yeah, smushing with everything is aggressive. Just champion probably makes sense. I get to throw this away. Eldritch Evolution. So this kills this kills this. We get some reasonable blocks in other places. So I guess I'm just passing the turn here. Yeah, it's so weird that Moto chooses to, like, randomly throw up colorless things. This is lethal, right? I do this. I do this. So I have to kill this in response. And then I'm going to have to... No, because all 4 of these are lethal. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, 2 and 2. 2 and 2. We'd have been a little bit more fortunate with our Burning Inquiries. We would have taken one of those second 2 games. The play was kill Thalia, cycle, draw Lightning Bolt. That doesn't work because none of their remaining things after we kill Thalia had 3 toughness. This hand was a little ambitious, but any Burning Inquiry or Faithless Looting made it really good, and we had 2 looks at those. So I like being speculative. And when you're really lucky... Look, if I wasn't really lucky, I wouldn't be playing this deck, chat. So just before anybody gets upset and talks about how lucky I am, I know. I am aware how lucky I am. Looter Scooter's too slow and clunky. How badly do I want to get remanded? Gosh, I really don't. Ugh. Maybe I'm supposed to bin Eldritch Evolution there since they're a counterspell deck. Looter's too slow in Bridgevine. Don't add clunky, grindy elements to decks that are not trying to be clunky and grindy. If your deck is just trying to kill people, lean into trying to kill people. You have Blood Moon. I'm gonna be super punished for discarding my Flameblade Adepts. Yep. That's absurdly good for us. All right, Hootie. Have some 4/4s. Deck full of red removal. Let me know how it makes you feel. How do you feel about my 4/4s deck full of red removal? No, Hollow Fountain decks are actually pretty good against what we're playing. Hollow Fountain decks are like super reasonable against what we're doing most of the time. Can we make fun of Steam Vents decks then? Nah, not really, because Storm is included in Steam Vents decks. There's a lot of people, people aren't even universally confirmed that Bugler is a worthwhile addition to humans. There are some very good Magic players who think that Bugler is not a good addition to humans. I'm not sure. We don't really have good cards to bring in here. I think I'm just bringing in Grim Lavamancer. I'm going to trim a Cathartic Reunion. A lot of our cards are really bad against counterspells, and maybe my sideboard should address that. I mean, this is a hand. My thoughts on Buglers and humans. I think I agree with the assessment that Bugler is a card that generically isn't particularly good in Modern. It's a card that is about grindy card advantage and not about impacting the board consistently, which is generally what you need to be doing in Modern to be good. A fast thing flip is going to be tough for us to beat here. Especially with our boy Ruric in our hand. Do I just pass here and not play into counterspells? No, I really don't need... I guess I do need double green sometimes to say I don't usually need double green, but that's actually not true. We're probably dead here. This thing in the ice is going to give us the business. Do I need to say more than Cedric was right? His article was well written. He analyzed things very well. He had both good self-reflection and unreflection on things that happen that aren't ideal in Magic in general. We are going to teach future generations of goblins about their people. Alright, 2 more hallowed ones, please. Very unlucky. Just the unluckiest, chat. Yeah, I guess Revenge is fine. Oh. Oh, Relic of Progenitus. That sucks. Not Graveyard Hate. Alright, opponent messed up here. They should have activated their Relic. Just activate your Relic as soon as possible, people. Don't wait. Don't be like our opponent and get got. Just here for my 3-month anniversary timeout. Esprattle, thank you for the quarter of a year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, next turn we're going to attack for 12. NBD. NBD. Even if they have a Braid, we're attacking them for 8. Oh. Oh, this isn't going to go well for you, opponent. They need like a Vapor Snag here, right? We discarded a Hollowed one? How unlucky. So, yes, and you can't respond to Delve because it's part of the casting cost. And this is why this deck is sweet. It's got a sweet go over the top plan, but it also just has like, do the busted hollowed one thing, kill you. This draw was very good. You are not wrong. So yes, I think if you're looking for kind of a neat take on Hollowed One that kind of catch some people off guard by kind of going over the top of them in an interesting way, I think this deck could potentially be a good way to go about doing that. Thoughts on things you could change or potentially do differently in the future? I'm not sure if I love these Cathartic Reunions. I'm also not sure that having 4 bombs like this in the main deck is too many. I feel like there's a pretty real chance that that maybe just 2 or 3 bombs is enough. It's also possible that we should consider fitting in Flamewake Phoenix like traditional Hollowed One plays, and then having some kind of good 5 that we could evolve into, like even just a Thragtusk could be okay. No, I sell my chests because I'm generally pretty risk adverse. As far as the sideboard goes, it's possible that this is too many alternative bombs, and like maybe I don't need these Damping Fears and I want like some other cards in here that could be good against control style decks. I'm not actually sure offhand what exactly I'd want there to be. I don't think Gristlebrand is very good. Gristlebrand doesn't actually end the game. He like draws more cards that you then hope to end the game with. And Terastodon's very good against like Tron. It's also decent against fair decks because you just like, if you evolve Hollowed One or something, if you evolve Hooting into Terastodon, you kill your own 3 lands and then just have 18 power in play. No, I'm really not a fan of living